This is our gallery location in Scottsdale, Arizona. If you're ever in Scottsdale, be sure and come visit us on Main Street.
Good size?
About 2,500 square feet of gallery space.
Great. Next. Ooh.
Now, this is one of my father's paintings. He has a somewhat traditional style. He paints florals, landscapes, but he presents them in a little bit more contemporary way. And this particular subject matter with the California poppies has been one of his most
Very
popular.
nice. Oh, I love that. Next.
And then this is an artist out of California, actually, Alan Friedlander, who shows exclusively on our website. And that's something we'll want to talk a little bit about as well, our web representation for artists.
Okay.
And then this is Gary Lee Price, who is a sculptor out of Utah and has pieces in national collections and public locations all around the world.
I've seen his work. I've seen his work in Carmel.
In fact, he has some pieces in the library in Santa Clara. So.
Oh, very nice. Nice work.
And then this is Trevor Thomas, who's a glass blower out of Utah. Does beautifully hand-blown glass pieces. And then you've got some, you know, this kind of shows you just a little bit about the excitement of the art world. You know, this is what every artist is dreaming of, is that gallery opening where you've got the artwork there lit and you have people coming to view your artwork. Isn't that what every artist is looking for?
It feels real good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another interior shot. Now, our gallery is very interesting in that we bring in a real mix of work. So you'll see some traditional pieces, you know, the traditional representational landscape, and then more contemporary abstracts and sculpture. And there's another evening shot. Scottsdale is a unique art market in the sense that we have an art walk every single Thursday night. So you come to Arizona on a Thursday night and you can go and see hundreds of galleries within just a couple of blocks of each other on Main Street in Scottsdale.
A lot of galleries, a lot of neighbors, huh?
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Right.
So now, how should, on this seminar, let's touch on that a little bit. How should artists research galleries to find just the right one for them?
You know, that's a great question. And, you know, that is exactly what the seminar touches on, is this concept of going out there and finding the right galleries to approach. And of course, there's a lot of preparation that goes into that. I recommend artists keep it very simple. You know, obviously you're going to approach galleries in your local area, but then I recommend that you start looking for galleries in areas that you're going to go visit anyway. Do you have family members that live in another part of the country, you know, friends that you visit on a regular basis? And those would be the first markets that I would start to approach, because you've got a reason to go there anyway. Now, once you've decided on a city that you're going to go approach galleries in, it's a simple matter of going to the internet and compiling a list of potential galleries that you would like to visit. Do a little bit of background research. Is the artwork that they are showing in their gallery similar, compatible to the artwork that you're doing? You know, does the gallery have a feel that would be suitable for your artwork? And then it's a matter of all the preparation that goes into getting your portfolio ready and going out there and approaching those galleries.
So research, internet.
Research. That's a great place to start.
And footwork.
That's right. Of course, when my father was first going out and doing this and approaching galleries, it was a lot harder because you didn't have the internet. So I remember him traveling to a place like Portland, Oregon. They'd land, go find a phone booth, open up the phone book, you know, gently tear out that page that had the art galleries and dealers on it, and they would just go down through that list and, you know, basically physically approach every single one of those galleries. Now you don't have to do that. You can go on the internet and do a lot of that legwork ahead of a trip.
I think an artist has to be selective in the galleries that they're in. There's some of them out there that's not too friendly in our area. I won't name names,
sure,
but I have a lot of artists on my show, and I hear a lot. So I think it's important for an artist to do their research and get into the right galleries.
Absolutely. You can save yourself a lot of rejection and heartache if you do that research ahead of time. The other side of it, though, is that, you know, you just need to develop a little bit of a thick skin and realize that, you know, if this gallery that you're approaching isn't interested in your work, that's okay, because there are many other galleries out there, and some of them are going to be interested in what you're doing. So I often find that artists become overly paranoid about approaching galleries, you know, because they've had a bad experience, like you say. In the end, it's just a matter of numbers, and if you approach enough galleries, eventually you're going to find those ones that are looking for your type of work.
Yeah. I've been on a couple internet sites for art, and I haven't sold anything on those sites. And I just noticed that there's so much artwork on there that the art just really becomes a blur. So do you think the internet is a good venue for artists?
The internet is a fabulous tool, and it certainly revolutionized the art business. But it's a two-edged sword, really, for an artist. Here you have this venue that allows any artist who wants to put a gallery out there. They can show their work online. They can show in some of the online galleries. Artists who may never have had their artwork seen now can on the internet. The downside to that, of course, is that there's just so much art on the internet that it's hard for a collector to weed through it all and find exactly what they're looking for. So you really have to work to have your artwork stand out, and that is where a traditional gallery is still relevant in an internet age, is that we can sift through and help find the artists that a collector is most likely to be interested in.
So how do you get your collectors? You must court them a lot.
Certainly, and it is it's almost a dance that occurs in trying to attract buyers to the gallery, to interest them in the artwork, and then to court them along and help them find the pieces that they're interested in and build relations. But to a large extent, it is just very much, it's one of the last businesses left out there that is really based on personal relationships. You have a collector who comes into the gallery, finds a piece of artwork that they're interested in, and then it's my job to help move them along, to help them understand where the artwork is coming from, maybe a little bit of the story of the artist, and help them make a comfortable decision for them to bring that artwork into their lives. And then it's a process of just continually building that relationship with the collectors as time goes on.
Well, you're doing what you should do. Many times I'm into galleries and they have help,
Sure.
Okay, help, you know what I mean, right?
Absolutely.
And you walk in there. I have been known, well, I've seen so many things. I've seen where the person, whoever it is, leaves the room completely for a long time.
Sure.
I could have helped myself to anything I wanted and gone out the door and they would have known. Or they're on the phone. They may or may not say, if you have any questions, but they have clearly no interest in helping out the owner. And I really feel sometimes like contacting the owner and saying, this person is not doing you right in your gallery.
You're absolutely right about that. And to a certain extent, it almost feels like some galleries cultivate that image that they want to ignore people. I
Really?
cannot understand that at all.
No, me either.
You just can never assume that you know whether someone walking in your door is going to buy a piece of artwork or not. How they're dressed, what kind of car they're driving doesn't really tell you anything. And so, as I've worked in the business for many, many years, I've learned that each person who walks in the door is an opportunity to build a relationship, and that's what I've tried to impart in my staff as well.
Well, also, I remember a gallery I was in, and I heard the story, didn't meet the person who bought my art, but he came in like 4 or 5 times to look at it.
Sure.
And they almost had to
common.
chase him out the door because he really, he was traveling. He was a meat man, carver. That's all I know. He bought a fish, underwater fish. But it was, it was almost comical because he wanted it, but he had to almost be talked into it. So
Sure.
Is that the way it is?
Oh, yes. It's rare that you would have someone walk into the gallery, find a piece, and pull out their credit card. It is often a process of working with them coming back to the gallery time after time to see the work and eventually buying the piece. So, again, you can just never assume or know whether someone's going to buy or not.